Hello, I am the real-life fake wizard. Pokémon Legends ZA is now available on the Nintendo Switch 1 and 2. I have not played it, nor will I buy it, because I think it looks terrible. I think the copy-paste wallpaper world is boring to look at. I don't care for any of the new Mega Evolution forms, though Starmie is silly. I think the gameplay is cramped and hard to see at times, and well, I want more from Nintendo and Pokémon. I think video games have the capability to deliver more, and I actually know this to be true, just like many of you do. We know that the technology behind gaming has never been stronger, with capabilities that even college kids on laptops can create games that are incredible. Maybe they're not up to the level of Nintendo, Xbox, or PlayStation, but they are fun nonetheless. Nintendo, Game Freak, and the Pokémon Company here, unlike those college kids, make nothing but profit on these Pokémon games while suing their competitors into oblivion for challenging the fact that Pokémon never has to innovate and remains at the status quo. See, that's the trick with these Pokémon games. Do just enough, ever so tiny, so much more that you can say it's a new experience, and you could sell it as such, but never really take any risks. Pokémon ZA is likely gonna sell very well. I'm not gonna change that, nor would I try. And maybe that's okay, because it gives me the opportunity to address you here with a video like this. I advocate that buyers, you and I, deserve more for all of our purchases, not just video games. I advocate that all the gaming companies, not just Pokémon and not just Nintendo, are deliberately delivering less, but finding new ways to charge you more money. And that's kind of a bad thing. I advocate that buyers need to start holding corporations accountable and demanding more from them, especially if they're going to keep charging more and more money. And for all of this, well, I'm told that I should stop breathing. And that's why I'm wearing this Snuggie today. I've ascended. Wizard, I know this Pokemon game is ugly, but what else is wrong with Legends ZA? Why would people say you should stop living because of your criticisms? I'm glad you asked. Pokemon Legends ZA's location is confined to a single city with little to no diversity amongst locations. The walls are still images that have been copied and pasted everywhere. For a game that is heavy on hand-holding with a weak narrative and disastrous lore, the lack of voice acting has never been more apparent, with cutscenes that would have been better if we had the hat dude from Mario Party 8 as the narrator. Ha ha ha! The game looks like a remaster of a Wii game, not something that came out in 2025 for the supposed next generation of Nintendo. In a world where Xenoblade Chronicles X can run this great on a Switch 1, there are just no more excuses for Pokémon anymore. Well, that's subjective, Wizard. That's all about the design. You need to play the game to be able to criticize it. Okay, how much is it gonna cost? Well, the Switch 2 edition is $70, but that doesn't include all of the content. No, on day one of this game being released, there is already a $30 DLC ready for you to buy, which includes the end game content that they basically carved out of this game to sell back to you for an additional $30. 70 plus 30 is $100. This game is $100. But wait, there's more. Legends ZA sees the return of the Mega Evolutions gimmick, which has been lost on the franchise for many years. In order to trigger Mega Evolutions, you need Mega Stones, and there are specific Mega Stones that are hidden behind a subscription paywall. You need to be a Nintendo Switch Online user and participate in PvP-only battles in order to acquire some of these Mega Stones. So that raises the cost from $100 up to, at minimum, $112 for a 3-month NSO subscription. Oh, I forgot to mention, you need at least 3 months of NSO to get all these Mega Stones. NSO is $4 a month. Over 3 months, that's where you get your $12 from. Is the newest Pokemon worth $112? Look, to you it might be. To me, it isn't. I don't think any video game is worth $100, let alone the $70 access price for the base game. And what fascinates me is that superfans will defend this. They will say that there are legitimate reasons and causes to these price points. Except for Pokemon, there definitely isn't. Earlier this year, there was another major leak from inside Nintendo, the Pokémon Company, and Game Freak. Somehow information got out, and we got a lot of internal information about the strategies and pipeline of upcoming Pokémon games. I saw a majority of these documents before they were all taken offline, and, that was Nintendo's lawyer attack squad at work. In some of these documents, we discovered that the budget on Pokemon games is ridiculously low. They make these games on shoestring budgets. And I'm not kidding. That's not hyperbole. When translated from Japanese yen to American dollars, Sword and Shield was produced for nearly $16.4 million. The Sword and Shield DLC was $2.5 million. Pokemon Legends Arceus cost $14.3 million to make. Scarlet and Violet cost $21.7 million to make. The DLC for Scarlet and Violet is noted specifically to have gone over budget, clocking in at $9.4 million, and that brings us to Legend ZA, which only cost $13.2 million for Nintendo, the Pokemon Company, and Game Freak to create. That $13.2 million also included the Day 1 DLC, by the way, proving that the Mega Dimension story content is the carved-out endgame being sold back to you. Pokemon is one of, if not the largest, media brands in the world, with Pikachu being one of the most recognizable characters of all time. Legends ZA is gonna sell millions of units, and on a budget of only $13.2 million, this game is pure profit. Pokemon itself is pure profit. Do not tell me they need to charge more money, or they need to pay developers more, or there are tough economic times or harsh market conditions. Don't pander those corporate doctored lies to me. They are knowingly delivering the least while demanding more and more from you. I remember being a really strong advocate defending Sword and Shield back in, 2019? Everyone was really upset at the time, but I enjoyed those games. And I remember saying, hey, yeah, I can see all of the flaws you guys are pointing out, but I'm really optimistic that this is more like a demo for the next big thing, Sword and Shield is a demo for the next big Pokemon thing to come. That was 6 years ago. And the quality since then has been middling, mediocre, and sometimes awful. Where is all the money going? The Pokemon Company reported a $2.9 billion value in net sales in fiscal year 2024. We can see that their games are being produced for under $20 million. What is happening with the rest of that money? I say that genuinely because I have no idea. Where does $1 billion go? Look, I love Pokemon. You may not believe it. I love Nintendo. Which sounds odd considering who I am, but people see my videos and they take me out of context as if I hate on everything just to hate on everything. You're a grifter, you're making money. I make no money on this. No, I love everything. In fact, I think I love everything more than some of these shills that claim to, too, because I know things can be better. And not only can they be better, they should be better. I deserve better. And you deserve better. Our world is comprised of buyers and sellers. Sellers sell things. Buyers buy them. It can be and should be a healthy relationship. Today, sellers deliver goods with less than or equal value to prior goods, but continue to increase prices on new goods in an effort to maximize their profits. This is a form of abuse of the buyer-seller relationship. Buyers are spending more money but getting less value in return. Sellers are only able to achieve this because buyers are too addicted to what is being sold that they're incapable of criticizing, questioning, and/or challenging the seller's methods. The buyers have enabled the sellers to continue producing inferior goods, and the sellers will continue to offer less for more. When Ubisoft releases a buggy, bad game, it's Ubisoft's fault. everybody holds them accountable. When Star Wars releases something that's stupid and loses money, Lucasfilm is held accountable. They're the ones that are blamed by all of us. But when Game Freak releases Scarlet and Violet, where there are major frame rate issues in both the base game and the DLCs, it's the Nintendo Switch's fault for not being powerful enough. It's not the company's fault, but it should be. And it should be now for this Legends ZA game too. Now, if you do like it, and you have bought it, okay. Yeah, that's okay. But I'm going to invite you and everyone else that's watching this, whether you bought it or not, from now on, when you're in the store and you pick up a game, or well, anything really, when you pick something up in the store, when you hold the product in your hand and you look at the price tag, if for a split second you think that's a lot of money, that costs a lot of money, I want you to say to yourself on repeat, I deserve more. I deserve more. You deserve more. You deserve more because you do. It's not just Nintendo or Pokemon. It's everything in all areas of our lives today. You deserve so much more than they're selling you, and we should absolutely hold them accountable. Even when the rest of the world rejects this concept and they want to keep buying, let them. You deserve so much more. Until next time, create, innovate, and inspire others to do the same. And for the love of God, cancel Disney Plus. And just remember, you deserve more. Goodbye.